Hi guys, what's up? It's been a bit since I put out a video. This will be my 1 year Wegovy update. Just a reminder, I started Wegovy back in August of 2023. It is now November of 2024. And, I put out a 6 month Wegovy on 6 months update, and that seemed to do pretty well. And so here's a real life year update. And so just a reminder, my starting weight was 211 pounds. When I had met with my dietitian and my endocrinologist, I told them that I wanted to be, within a year's time, I wanted to be 165 pounds. And I'm happy to say that I made that goal. That's about 45 pounds. And so I like to refer to my progress as low and slow, and I absolutely don't have a problem with that. I'm very comfortable with that. Do I still have more weight to lose? Absolutely. However, I am not putting a bunch of pressure on myself, or really any pressure on myself, to be like 140 or to be 120. Just a reminder, I am 5'1". So it is like healthier for me to be not 165 pounds, but I think I did pretty good for a year's time. So I am not too focused on the weight. I'm more focused on, how I feel, how eating makes me feel, how working out makes me feel, and how I look in my clothes. And so I primarily wear dresses. That's my thing. And I wear a lot of my clothes over. I'm a normal person. And so, outfits, dresses that I bought like a year, or rather like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, they're a little bit baggy on me now, and that's awesome. Even my scrubs, I had to buy like all brand new scrubs because the scrubs I had were literally falling off my body. If you guys don't, it's your first time here or whatever, I am a nurse, so it's a very busy procedural clinic, and so it was kind of like a hazard, a work hazard, having my pants almost fall down as I'm like trying to put a Foley in a patient. So that wasn't good. So I had to spend a little bit of money. I actually got myself figs for the first time. Well, I wouldn't say for the first time. I got my figs that, if you know figs, they fit very weird. They're weird sizing, and so I got figs, and this time they didn't fit too weird. Again, the sizing is still a little off. They're not perfect, but I actually felt good and looked good in figs. So that's a little bit of a plus, So that was awesome. And of course, you go into work and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you lost weight," and so that's cool too. But I'm not too focused on the weight at this time. So when I met with my endocrinologist back in August, she asked me how my appetite was, and I told her it's getting back to what a normal appetite should be. When I had went up to the 2.5, originally I was it was a struggle to eat at lunch. Now it's not so much a struggle, but I'm still not overeating because I do see a dietitian as well, and we practice mindful eating. And so there's different stages of being full, and I forget exactly. I don't have a chart or anything. It's more something I just do in my head. But there's different stages of feeling full, and you don't want to get to the last stage, which is you're feeling sick, or you're just whoa, I can't move. So I'm able to stop myself from overeating, which I think is very important, because I do recognize that I have a bit of a normal appetite now, and I'm very comfortable with this. But with that said, there's times where because my appetite is getting back to normal, there's times where I'm oh my God, all this food looks so good, I'm gonna eat all of it, and it's you actually you physically can't. So sometimes my eyes are bigger than my mouth, and then I just end up having a bunch of leftovers, which is fine because you know, things are a little expensive these days, so having leftovers is perfectly fine with me. Let's see, what else? Am I still, in terms of like the tips, I, touch on the tips that I spoke about in like my 6-month video. I still follow those tips. Mindful eating. I still do my liquid IV, which I love. Again, I have a subscription with that. I do try to do my 64 ounces of water. The nausea isn't as frequent as it was, but I still have my Zofran on deck, so that's good. The GI issues have kind of subsided. Again, it still is hard for me, at least, to differentiate between what is IBS diarrhea and what is Wegovy. And so, yeah, I'm still following like the same tips I gave you guys and just going with it. And so what do things look like from now on? So when I met with my endocrinologist, back in August, I actually I told her like what I lost, and she was like, that's great. And she actually said, like, if you ever get to a point if you feel like the Wegovy's not working, we can try another medication. I forget the name of it. After our appointment, I actually had sent her my chart message to follow up on that, like, okay, what would the transition phase be like? And she actually never responded. So, and I've been calling her office too. Mind you, I work at this hospital. So, I might actually be switching endocrinologists just because she hasn't been responding to me. So that's a whole nother story. So yeah, I might be in a transition phases. Like, I guess I am in a transition phase of getting a new endocrinologist. However, my dietitian is still the same. So, when she actually, at that appointment, she had like offered me to get off the Wegovy and start this new medication. And I was like, whoa, slow down there. I don't feel like it has stopped working for me. I just feel like, I'm back to like what a normal person's appetite should be. And that's something that I'm comfortable with. In terms of like exercise, I just roll with it. I do whatever I feel like doing. If there's some days I don't feel like exercising, there's some days I do exercise. I'm not really obsessing about it because this isn't something that's temporary. This is something that I want to make lifestyle changes. And in reality, I'm a nurse. I am not going to feel like working out every day. That is just not. It's not possible. Maybe if I had a different career where I wasn't on my feet all day, where I wasn't running around and being with total care patients, maybe in a different role, that would be, something completely different. Maybe I could work out every day, but sometimes I physically cannot. Like, certain days I just like cannot, and that's okay. Like, I am okay with that. And so, I would if you guys are just like beating yourself up sometimes about like not feeling like working out, just that's what life is. I am not a gym rat. Again, I have my home gym at home, and I'm not gonna beat myself up for not going on the treadmill, for not like weight training or anything like that. Like, I'm just not going to. And so to transition this a little bit, one thing that I actually was a little bit concerned about with being on Wegovy is like dropping weight so quickly that I would have like the sagging skin. And so, call me vain, but I just didn't want to deal with that. I was very fearful of that, but I'm like, you know what? I'm becoming a healthier person, so who cares at the end of the day? Plus, I'm married. Like, he doesn't care. And so with this like slower weight loss, I actually am happy with it because I noticed that I don't have like sagging skin, so that's good. And I think I attribute that to losing this amount of weight in a longer period of time, as well as like weight training. I do more like lifting weights, and like strength training and Pilates more so than cardio. And that was like one of the first things that like my endocrinologist had mentioned to me. So I that's something that I'm like, okay, cool, that's a win. So yeah, that is pretty much the video. I just want to come in here and give you guys a quick little update. about all of this. It's been one heck of a journey. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about being on Wegovy, let me know. Again, it's been over a year I've been on it, and I don't look like a skeleton, so that's awesome for me. You know, I am just a normal person, just getting on here, showing you guys, you know, my real life experience with all of this. If you want more videos regarding the Wegovy, let me know. I am happy to share. If you need support, let me know. I am here to be supportive. And yeah, it doesn't get any more real than this.